Welcome back to this series again. So one of the best decisions I made since arriving here in Korea was getting a cultural tutor. Now, what is a cultural tutor, you might ask? So this is not just a language teacher, right? And there's a difference. A language teacher sits with you, explains grammar. A cultural tutor works with you. They take you into the neighborhoods, into the markets, into conversations that are happening in real time. And I met this person. Shout out to her, by the way. Hi, Miss JD. 안녕하세요. I met her on a platform for people wanting to mingle in Seoul, in Korea actually. And I was very specific as to what I wanted, and it was a good fit for both of us. So, anyways, you practice Korean not because it's a lesson, but because, for example, you need to order food or find your way or ask a stranger a question and actually understand the answer, right? And in my case, because of my nature of my job, I also wanted to learn how to present in Korean and have conversations with physicians that I work with and all that. So it's immersive in the true sense. You're not studying Korea, you are inside it. So today we decided to go to Gwangjang Market, right? Gwangjang which was established in 1905. It's one of the oldest and largest traditional markets in Seoul. Over 120 years of history in one place. It has survived everything: wars, modernization, Kupang, the rise of shopping malls, and delivery apps, and it's still there. Still feeding people, still loud and warm, and full of life in the way that only very old places can be. So the first stop was Bindetok, which is like mung bean pancake, ground and mixed and ladled straight into a hot oiled griddle. It crisps up on the outside and stays dense and savory in the middle, and it's one of Gwangjang's most iconic dishes. People actually come specifically for this, and once you taste it, you understand why. I will say I rate it not so highly, but I can get the appeal. It's just I'm not just gonna wake up tomorrow and go like, I'm craving for bean talk. I had it once and I was like, okay, I'm done. But it's good if you're into that kind of thing. And then we moved to Koptegi. Koptegi. Let me just say I'm so happy about this because as a Nigerian, I love my pomo, and this is the closest thing you can get to pomo. So this is like grilled pork diaphragm, like charred and smoky at the edges, and tender on the inside. It's completely satisfying in the way that only market food can be, and it was also spicy, right? And when we ordered this, we actually found a bench outside and sat down for a minute. It was January, it was cold, but the bench was heated, warm from underneath. And I would say this is one of the things I love mostly about Korea. Public spaces here look after people, bus stops, market benches, heated seats just built in, like it is the most ordinary thing. And maybe it should be ordinary everywhere because as winters get colder, there's something quietly generous about one place to sit your behind on. And one of the small blessings of life, especially at my age where as I'm growing older, I'm beginning to find myself less tolerant of cold. You do not appreciate so many things until you're sitting in it, right? So afterwards, we went to the HBF store and picked up some snacks for my daughter, and then I had some Thai, which is a snack with roots that go all the way back to Royal Court cuisine. It was something made for kings, but now it's sold in market stall, and I ate it right there and there. I think I took some home. I think I did. I took some home, and then we had hot dog and Macaulay. By this time, Miss JD was full, but I always have space for hot dog. So I had hot dog, which is Korean pancake with syrup on the inside, and then Macaulay, which is traditional Korean rice wine, milky, lightly fermented, slightly fizzy. It belongs to this kind of food and this kind of place. Together it just made sense. So yeah, is Gwangjang a tourist trap? Absolutely yes. The prices know what they're doing, and I think for a lot of locals, it's mildly annoying to have that place co-opted. So I can understand their pain, but I still think it's a must for anyone at least once, right? So come for the history, come for the food, come to sit on a warm bench in the cold, and feel what a city that takes care of its people actually feels like. So my favorite markets, and so I cannot mention it here because I don't want you guys crowding it. But it's somewhere else. But Gwangjang is where you begin, and it's close to work for me, so I don't mind popping in once in a while. But yeah, that's it for today. Catch you in the next video. Bye.